Hello, all, and welcome to the first and hopefully not last episode of My Junk Tales, where your host, will go through all of the junk that I've accumulated in the last few years and see what I can do with it, whether I am going to junk it, sell it, or keep it. First things first, let's take a look at something small that I've got. This mystery drawer full of assorted technical gadgets and doohickeys over the years that I have kept under one of my desks and haven't really touched in the last year or two. Considering it's been right at my feet, it probably means that some of this stuff needs to go. So let's see what in here we can find and what we can get rid of. So, first things first, I have no idea what's in here other than maybe what I can see just after opening this. First things first, looks like I believe it's called a pop filter. I think this will probably come in handy if this little YouTube series takes off at all. So, I think we'll keep that. We'll put things that we're going to keep to my right, which will probably be your left this way. I'll go ahead and keep the pop filter. This mysterious, what is this? This is looks like a Mophie, I believe this is a battery bank. I actually have 3 battery banks at least, 2 of which I think are in my messenger bag that I used to carry to work. And honestly, I don't recall ever using them except for maybe one scenario where I traveled out of state. And I think that means that we are going to try and sell this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the junk pile, and then we'll look at what things can be truly junked and then what things can be sold later on. Alright, next up we have, probably going to be a big theme, some kind of Ethernet cable. I'm probably going to have to go ahead and junk this as well. There have been many cables in my possession, and I think the only time I've ever really used more than one at a time was setting up LAN parties, and it's been quite a while since I've set up a LAN party, ever since I moved a little bit further away from friends, so that it's just easier to game online these days. So this will probably end up in the junk pile as well. Now, interesting note, I am still exploring this format a bit, so if I get any feedback, we'll see how well this works or not. But I'm looking to see if there is interest in any of the items that I'm planning to junk, whether or not folks in the comment section would like to either dissuade me from junking them, or seeing if they would like to purchase them or have them donated to them. Maybe if we can get folks with several comments or likes on their comments, can see about donating items or reselling them if they are big purchase items, or maybe even just giving them away, some kind of like mini Easter egg gift thing. Anyway, this looks like we have a Sabrent, I believe. That's like saber and then ent at the end. Like a USB dock. So we have 1 USB to 4 USB. Fortunately, this is I know the reason why this is in here. This is a USB either 1 or 2.0, I believe, which is why it has the white in here. I believe it's the USB 3.0 has the blue interior. And what happens is when you get a USB 1 or 2, and then you split them into several more, you're losing a lot of power. So anything like a webcam or like a microphone or a beefy set of headphones, anything other than basically a mouse and keyboard, you're basically losing a lot of power and probably not even going to be able to power the device fully. I know I've had a couple like even LED keyboards that using a solution like this where it required like the full output of the USB 1 or 2, this situation or this solution wouldn't really work at all. So I think I'm going to junk it. We'll see if I can maybe sell it in like a garage sale or something. We'll see if after a few episodes I can get a decent amount of items in my junk pile. Try and do some kind of garage sale, or maybe even put things up on an online site. At the time of recording, this is going to be a little bit difficult because, well, I'm sure we all know that there's the current pandemic going on. Hopefully some of you are getting enjoyment out of watching this series because of it. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and junk this guy. Successive videos, I'll figure out what to do. I got some manuals in here. I think I'll probably end up keeping this. This is a microphone that I use on my current desktop situation, but I actually haven't been able to record very much with it because for some reason the microphone doesn't seem to pick up very well unless I'm put my face really close to the mic. So see, maybe I can reference this manual and get a little bit more out of that. So I'll go ahead and put this in the keep pile. There's an old game code for a Somerset DLC, or downloadable content. It's a game for PC or online multiplayer game. Pretty sure I've already used this, and if not, don't really care that much in case you've seen the code already. So I'm just going to go ahead and junk it. Definitely going to put that one in the trash rather than trying to resell it. Alright, what is this? This is a expandable cloth smart pocket. I'm not really sure what that means. So Gecko adhesive, phone wallet credit. Okay, so it's one of those like mini credit card holders. I really like my wallet. The wallet I have right now is just a pretty plain leather wallet with just a few credit card slots and money slots, and honestly I've had no trouble with it so far, and I think I'm probably gonna I'll end up I'll put this in the junk pile, see if I can sell it, and if I don't sell it, then maybe I'll take another look at it or gift it to a friend or something. Alright, so here we have a power strip. I believe, the nice thing is this power strip also has some USB slots, so could potentially recharge a phone or something. I'm pretty sure I bought this fairly recently, within the last few years at least. The main reason I'm probably not using this right now is because I wanted something with a bit more surge protection for my computer. So I'm probably going to keep this just on the off chance that I need to add some additional capacity to some outlet somewhere, or maybe somewhere I can connect some game consoles or other electronics that are not as prone to negative outcomes if there's ever a power surge. Something that I won't lose data on. So I'll go ahead and put that in the keep pile. Alright, here we have, I believe these are both the same, maybe different versions. This is Raspberry Pi 2, and I think this might be just the instruction manual. Let's see here. This is, oh my goodness, what even is this? Wow, that's a lot of quick start guides, manuals. Yep, that's like 4 or 5 quick start guides. I believe I was gifted this or allowed to keep it from a past job working as a programmer. I only got to use a few of these. Basically, these are mini computers. This is a bit of an older version. I think they might be on like version, I know they're past version 3, but they might be on version 4 or even 5. So these are miniaturized a little bit over the years. I can open this up so that you guys can see it. So here we have a Raspberry Pi, and it even has a very small and simple Wi-Fi connection USB to let the Raspberry connect into the internet. Did some programming on one of these several years ago in order to basically just allow a large series of TVs to swap between videos automatically in some sort of loop and then break the loop if a user touched them. So pretty useful if you have that sort of need. There's a little SSD in here too. It's probably, I think that's 64 gigabytes. But yeah, I can probably get something out of this, but if I don't sell it, I'll need to make a category for this for try and sell it, but if it doesn't sell, then maybe keep it. So for now, put it in the junk pile. Same with the manuals, although manuals are a lot closer to just trash it, because all this stuff these days is online, as we all know. Alright, so here we have two electronic dusters. They seem to both be relatively full. These are for kind of spraying in your keyboard, get like dust out, or like inside of a computer after you've turned it off, of course. So I can just give a little demonstration. Ideally, you would put one of these little red tubes at the end. As you can see, there's actually quite a bit of dust here. Maybe not so easy to see. But yeah, I think those will still have a decent amount of use from them. Honestly, these things last quite a few years. There's a little bit of tape on the front where you can store these little hose tubes, whatever you call it. Definitely gonna keep these two. Alright, next we have Bros Trend double band Wi-Fi USB adapter. Now, I had quite an issue with this, or I thought I did. I ended up buying a new USB stick because for some reason my Wi-Fi stopped working on my desktop that I was using this with. Bought a new USB stick that provided Wi-Fi, and it seemed to work for a few days, and then all of a sudden it was broken again. Well, turns out it wasn't the USB stick at all that was the problem. It was an issue with the way that my computer was connecting to my modem. So that ended up being resolved, so I think this is still worthwhile. So I'll probably try to sell it just because I purchased an even better one, and I even purchased a Wi-Fi booster for the back of my computer. So, put it in the sell pile just because I believe that everyone in the household right now has access to Wi-Fi. Don't really need it. So into the junk pile it goes. All right. Oh boy, this guy needs a dusting. So this is a Canon battery charger. I believe that I actually have the battery that this goes to somewhere in the other room. I think on a later video I will decide whether or not I will keep junk, trash, sell, or keep the camera that this actually goes to. For the time being, I'll keep this in the keep pile. Now here we go. This is a Unity 3D, I believe it's like a armband or wristband, like sports or something like that. Got this at the Game Developers Conference in either 2009, 2010, one of those years. I've never ever actually touched this, so it's probably, as much as I like Unity and the design, and I use the Unity game engine for my work frequently. As much as I like this, I'm probably going to put it in the junk pile just because it's been sitting in here, never touched it, never had really any use for it. I might check in with some of my family members later on, see if they have any use for it. But for the time being, I think it's going to go in the junk pile. Alright, more Ethernet cables into the junk pile. Alright, now we have, this looks like it might be another one of those like mini wallets. Interesting, very simple packaging. I believe it says 2-piece 11 inches multi, oh, it's a knife blade. Okay. Surprise myself here all the time with these. Alright, let's open this up. think I might know what this is. Yep. So this is basically a wallet toolkit. Stainless steel. It's like 7 tools in one or something like that. 11 tools according to this little graphic. I believe it's multiple bottle openers. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what half of these tools are, but most importantly, there is a blade on this corner and a saw along this edge. So I might actually put one of these in my wallet and then maybe gift the other one as maybe like a stocking stuffer next Christmas. So this will go into the keep pile. It's actually on first glance almost positive that I was going to sell or donate this guy. So we'll put it back in its little case here. If I can get this open, there we go. Probably just from China or something like that, but we'll see. All right, so we'll put this in the keep pile. This looks pretty simple. USB to USB mini, I believe. It's a Type Thunderbolt. I think I have a few devices that I have been missing these sorts of connectors to, so even though they're not very common anymore, I'll probably go ahead and keep this one. Wow, very long, as you can see. Well, it's got some kind of schmutz on this end. Very long audio jack to audio jack, male and female connector. So basically just a way to extend the reach of a pair of headphones. I have a feeling that this isn't going to come much in use. However, I do know that I sometimes like to connect a pair of headphones to the back of a desktop in order to have a very long slack to the headphones and then being able to hide them, and that's not often doable with just your standard headphone length. So I'll go ahead and keep this just in case. You have a little pin. I believe this is a pin from the game. It's just on the tip of my tongue. I believe it's Earthbound, a character that Ness is from the Super Nintendo, I believe. I'm not sure if it was it or if it was the second one that was ever released in the US. Never got a chance to play it, but some of the games that I've enjoyed in the past have been based on kind of a similar style to this game, so I should take a look into that someday. But honestly, I don't have much use for this pin, so I'm going to go in the junk pile. And from the junk pile on the floor. Now here we have a mouse that, here's a problem that I have. I have a big problem with purchasing things that I think are nice and then never using them because I'm afraid that I'm going to break them. So I believe this was like $100 mouse or something from Razer. Basically gaming mouse, although I think it does have some buttons on the side. So this is a nice mouse. It's even got that kind of like gimmicky gold-plated USB connector. I think I'll keep this just in case because even today I was kind of looking around for a mouse and needed to grab an old wireless one. But I do like wired mice, so just in case my kind of daily driver mouse that I use on my desktop breaks, then I'll have a replacement. I'm not too picky about mice, but since I've already got one, and this is a pretty nice one and hasn't been used much, may as well keep it. So definitely going into the keep pile. Alright, here we have, what is this? This is something Apple related. It's part of probably like an iPhone or something. It is a MacBook Pro manual. Unless this has a serial key or something in it, which I'm going to yeah, I don't think I have any reason to keep this, so definitely going to the junk pile. I have a Mac that I use very infrequently, but it's very broken. So I'm going to just go ahead and junk this guy. I believe this is the last item we have. This is a LifeCam HD 3000 box. Honestly, when I purchased this, I believe in 2012 or something like that, it was a really good, just a desktop camera, and I still use it to this day, actually. But so it must have been later than 2012, considering it's Windows 10. It works. It has a decent microphone, actually, probably one of the better microphones, even compared to some of the standalone microphones that I purchased. But yeah, so this is just the box, and the device itself is getting a little old. I'm not too worried about just tossing the device itself, just like in a paper bag or something if I ever move. So I'm gonna go ahead and just junk this box. And lots of little plastic bags. I'll keep like 2 of them just in case I need to store something small in, but these little teeny ones, I'm gonna go ahead and junk those. All right, so that takes care of it for this box. So what we have that we're keeping, we have a couple of Dustbusters dust cans, nitrous oxide, or carbon dioxide, not nitrous oxide. Who knows? Something that I don't think is deadly to breathe in, hopefully. Keep 2 cans of those. The Canon charger, although we'll come back to this in a future episode, potentially. The audio cable extender. The mouse. And these this charger here for USB to USB mini, and then these 2 kind of multi-tool kits for the wallet. I believe there was also the power strip and the pop filter. So in our junk pile, lots of junk, and then some junk on the floor. And I think that'll cover it for this first episode. This has been my Junk Tales first episode. If you have any comments, critiques, or ideas for future episodes, got lots of stuff to go through, lots and lots of stuff, and a lot more stuff inside. It's one of the packages that I brought in from the house. If you have any other ideas, have any comments, comment down below. Like it if you like it, thumb down if you disliked it, subscribe if you want to really let me know that you're interested in more of these kinds of long-form discussions. I mean, we really didn't go through that much here, so there's definitely plenty of content to potentially go through. Well, that's it. I'll be signing off for today. This has been my Junk Tales, and I'll maybe see you again next time. Adios.